It all began with whispers in the corridors of a luxury five-star hotel in New York City. Rumors that a well-known Hollywood star had triggered a scandal involving one of the hotel's cleaning staff. Keanu Reeves, known for his generosity and humility, found himself at the center of unexpected controversy. The headlines were inevitable. Hotel cleaner fired after helping Keanu Reeves. What really happened? Meet Maria Lopez, a dedicated employee. Maria Lopez was a 45-year-old mother of two who had worked at the hotel for over 7 years. With her impeccable work ethic and reputation for handling high-profile guests discreetly, she was a trusted member of the hotel's cleaning staff. Day after day, Maria would clock in, scrub bathrooms, change bed sheets, and polish marble floors, knowing that her hard work was what allowed her family to survive in a city as expensive as New York. Despite the monotonous routine, Maria took pride in her work. She had once cleaned suites for international diplomats, musicians, and top-tier CEOs without ever encountering trouble. But her world would change drastically the day she entered a particular luxury suite assigned to none other than Keanu Reeves. The unexpected encounter with Keanu Reeves on a busy Friday afternoon. Maria was instructed to clean the suite after Keanu checked out. Room 502, a VIP suite equipped with panoramic skyline views, was known for hosting celebrities. She was told Keanu had already left for an early morning flight. But as she opened the door with her key card, she found him sitting on the suite's sofa, casually reading a newspaper and sipping coffee. Startled, Maria immediately apologized. "I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't know anyone was still here." Keanu smiled warmly and waved it off. "No problem. I'm just waiting for my driver. Go ahead and do what you need to do." Despite feeling awkward, Maria quietly began cleaning the room. She vacuumed the carpet, wiped down countertops, and replaced the used towels. As she worked, she overheard Keanu speaking softly on his phone about how he was looking for someone to help deliver a package of gifts for a children's charity. The hotel staff, unfortunately, had declined his request due to policy restrictions. The gesture that sparked controversy without hesitation, Maria offered to help. She explained that she lived nearby and could drop off the packages on her way home. Keanu appeared grateful and handed her the package containing toys, clothes, and handwritten letters. They exchanged a few pleasantries, and he thanked her sincerely before leaving for the airport. What Maria didn't realize at the time was that security cameras had captured the entire exchange, including her departure from the hotel with the package in hand. A junior manager who had been monitoring the surveillance footage flagged it as suspicious activity and reported it to upper management. The fallout: accusations and termination. 2 days later, Maria was called into the manager's office, where she was accused of breaching the hotel's strict policies on guest privacy and involvement. She was stunned. "I didn't do anything wrong," she insisted. "I only helped him with charity donations. He gave me the package willingly." But her protest fell on deaf ears. The hotel had a zero-tolerance policy for staff interaction with VIP guests beyond their professional duties. Management argued that her actions could have compromised their relationship with high-profile clients. Within hours, Maria was terminated. The news of her dismissal quickly spread among the hotel staff, creating a divide. Some colleagues sympathized with Maria, calling the punishment overly harsh, while others speculated that there might be more to the story than she had admitted. What made matters worse was that someone within the hotel had leaked the incident to the press, setting off a media firestorm. As Maria Lopez packed her belongings and left the hotel that day, she had no idea that her termination would soon become a public scandal. All she wanted was to go home, tell her family what had happened, and figure out how to make ends meet. But within 48 hours, her dismissal became headline news when a journalist from a local tabloid received a tip about the situation and published an explosive article. Hotel cleaner fired after helping Keanu Reeves deliver charity gifts. The media storm caught fire as the article spread across entertainment websites and social media platforms. Millions of readers were captivated by the story of an A-list celebrity unintentionally causing a hardworking employee to lose her job. The details of Maria's dismissal sparked debates on worker rights, corporate policies, and whether the hotel had overreacted. Keanu Reeves learns about Maria's dismissal. When Keanu Reeves first heard about the controversy, he He was on the set of an upcoming film shoot. A crew member had shown him a trending article online, and at first, he thought it was a joke or misinformation. But as he continued to read, he realized that the woman who had quietly helped him deliver the charity package had been fired. According to an anonymous source close to Keanu, his reaction was one of immediate concern and frustration. This wasn't supposed to happen, Keanu reportedly told his assistant. She was just helping. How can someone get fired for being kind? Keanu, who had a reputation for keeping a low profile and avoiding public drama, found himself in an unusual position. He knew that if he didn't respond to the situation, it could escalate further. However, he was also aware that directly confronting the hotel could have legal implications or create unwanted attention for Maria. After consulting his team, Keanu decided to issue a short but powerful public statement through his representative. I am deeply saddened to learn about Maria Lopez's dismissal from her job after helping me with a charitable gesture. It was never my intention to cause harm, and I hope the situation can be resolved in a way that respects her integrity and the kindness she showed. The hotel faces backlash. The statement went viral within hours. Fans of Keanu Reeves flooded social media platforms with hashtags like #JusticeForMaria and #RehireMaria, demanding that the hotel reverse its decision. The hotel's management team, which had initially hoped to quietly resolve the issue without media attention, found themselves under intense scrutiny. A spokesperson for the hotel released a carefully worded statement. We value all our employees and adhere to policies designed to protect the privacy and security of our guests. The decision regarding Ms. Lopez was made in accordance with these policies. However, we are conducting an internal review of the situation to ensure that proper procedures were followed. Despite the hotel's attempt to control the damage, the public backlash only intensified. News outlets interviewed former employees who claimed that the hotel had a history of strict disciplinary measures. One ex-staffer revealed that workers were often too afraid to interact with celebrities because of the fear of being reprimanded or fired. Maria speaks out. Initially, Maria had remained silent, overwhelmed by the sudden media attention. But as reporters began camping outside her apartment and asking for interviews, she realized that her story had taken on a life of its own. With the encouragement of her family and legal advice, she agreed to speak to a respected news outlet. In the interview, Maria recounted her encounter with Keanu, emphasizing that she had no intention of breaking any rules. I just wanted to help him with something that I thought was good, she said, holding back tears. I didn't take anything for myself. I didn't think it would cost me my job. The interview added fuel to the fire, with many viewers expressing outrage at how a small act of kindness had resulted in severe consequences. Social media users continued to push the narrative, with some even starting online petitions demanding that the hotel compensate Maria or reinstate her position. Legal experts entered the conversation as the story gained traction. Legal experts began weighing in on the case. Labor law attorneys debated whether Maria's dismissal could be considered wrongful termination. Some argued that her firing was justified under the hotel's policy, while others believed she had a case for unfair treatment. One high-profile lawyer tweeted, "This case highlights a larger issue. When do corporate policies overstep the boundaries of basic human decency?" Maria Lopez's firing is a reminder that even well-meaning acts can have unintended consequences. By this point, Maria's name was trending on social media, and offers of financial assistance began pouring in from sympathetic individuals. Crowdfunding pages were set up to help her cover living expenses, and within days, they had raised tens of thousands of dollars. As the days passed, the story of Maria Lopez's dismissal continued to dominate headlines. What had started as a small controversy had grown into a full-blown public relations disaster for the hotel, which struggled to find a way to manage the damage. Meanwhile, Maria was overwhelmed by the sheer volume of support she received: letters from strangers, donations from crowdfunding, and messages of encouragement from all around the world. But amidst the chaos, the question on everyone's mind remained: what would Keanu Reeves do next? Pressure mounts on the hotel. Despite the hotel's initial reluctance to backtrack on their decision, the public's fury showed no signs of slowing down. Prominent figures in the entertainment industry began weighing in on social media. One actor tweeted, If helping Keanu Reeves is a fireable offense, maybe that says more about the hotel than it does about Maria. Celebrities who had worked with Keanu in the past, including directors and actors, echoed similar sentiments. Online petitions demanding Maria's reinstatement surpassed 100,000 signatures. Travel review sites like TripAdvisor and Yelp were flooded with negative reviews for the hotel, with users leaving comments such as, "Don't stay here unless you want to be punished for being kind." The hotel's management was under immense pressure. Behind the scenes, legal teams debated whether reinstating Maria would set a precedent that could affect their internal policies. Executives feared that reversing the decision could make them appear weak or inconsistent. However, the continuous media coverage and the potential impact on future business finally forced their hand. An official apology in a press conference held 3 weeks after the controversy began. The hotel CEO addressed the public directly. Standing behind a podium adorned with the hotel's logo, he read from a prepared statement, "We recognize that our decision to terminate Ms. Maria Lopez has caused widespread concern. After conducting a thorough internal review, we have determined that her actions, while technically a violation of policy, did not warrant dismissal. We deeply regret the impact this decision has had on her life. Effective immediately, we are offering her reinstatement to her previous position along with additional compensation." The announcement was met with mixed reactions. Some praised the hotel for admitting its mistake, while others criticized the decision as being too little, too late. Journalists questioned whether the reversal was a genuine act of remorse or merely a strategic move to salvage the hotel's reputation. Maria's decision, despite the public pressure on the hotel to reinstate her, Maria was hesitant to return. In an interview with a news outlet following the announcement, she expressed her doubts. "I appreciate the apology, but it doesn't erase what happened. I'm not sure if going back is the right decision for me. I don't want to work in a place where kindness is punished." The backlash had taken an emotional toll on Maria and her family. She described feeling constantly scrutinized, both by supporters and critics. While the financial donations had provided temporary relief, she knew she needed a long-term solution to support her family. Keanu's private gesture amidst the media circus. Keanu Reeves maintained a low profile. He had issued his public statement and quietly distanced himself from the ongoing media frenzy. However, those close to him knew he wasn't the type to let things end there. According to sources familiar with the situation, Keanu had reached out to Maria privately through his representatives. Without any publicity or fanfare, he arranged a personal meeting with her. The meeting took place at a neutral location, away from the paparazzi and media attention. Witnesses described it as a warm and emotional encounter, where Keanu expressed his apologies directly to Maria and her family. During the meeting, Keanu reportedly offered to cover Maria's living expenses for the next year and help her find employment at a more supportive workplace. He also promised to stay in touch and provide any additional support she might need. "This shouldn't have happened to you," he told her, according to an insider. "You did nothing wrong, and you deserve better." A new opportunity as word of Keanu's private gesture slowly leaked to the press. It added another layer to his reputation as one of Hollywood's most humble and generous figures. However, Keanu had made it clear that he didn't want the story to be about him. Instead, he urged the public to continue supporting working-class individuals like Maria, who often went unnoticed. With Keanu's help, Maria received several job offers, including positions at luxury resorts and boutique hotels. She ultimately accepted a role at a family-run hotel known for its supportive environment and employee-centered policies. A fresh start for Maria after accepting her new job at the family-owned hotel. Maria Lopez found herself in a completely different environment. Unlike the rigid, high-pressure policies of her previous employer, the new hotel fostered a warm and welcoming atmosphere. Management encouraged their staff to treat guests like family and placed a high value on empathy and human connection, qualities that had cost Maria her last job. Her responsibilities were similar to her previous role, but this time, she felt appreciated and valued. Her co-workers were supportive, and the management made it clear that they saw her as an asset, not a liability. Maria's confidence, which had taken a hit during the ordeal, began to rebuild itself. More importantly, Her family could finally breathe easy knowing that their financial situation was secure. Keanu Reeves' final gesture, though Keanu had quietly helped Maria transition into her new life, his support didn't end there. Sources later revealed that Keanu had kept his promise to stay in touch, occasionally checking in on Maria and her family. One such gesture made headlines again when it was discovered that Keanu had gifted Maria's son a laptop and helped him enroll in a tutoring program. The boy, who had been struggling academically due to the instability at home, showed remarkable improvement in school. Keanu's involvement remained largely under the radar, but those close to Maria often described the actor as a guardian angel who never sought the spotlight. The hotel's struggle with reputation, meanwhile, the hotel where Maria had originally worked was still dealing with the fallout. The negative publicity had led to a noticeable drop in bookings, particularly among high-profile guests who wanted to avoid being associated with the controversy. Despite their public apology and efforts to make amends, the damage to their reputation proved difficult to repair. Internal changes were made in an attempt to restore public trust. The hotel revised its employee policies, focusing on creating a more compassionate work environment. They also launched a PR campaign highlighting their new initiatives, but skepticism lingered. For many, the incident remained a cautionary tale about what happens when corporations prioritize rigid rules over basic human decency. Public reaction to Maria's story continued to inspire discussions online and in the media. It became a rallying point for conversations about workers' rights, corporate accountability, and the importance of kindness in everyday interactions. Social media was flooded with comments praising Maria for standing her ground and Keanu for his quiet but impactful support. One viral tweet summed up the public sentiment. Maria's story is proof that standing up for what's right can lead to something better. And Keanu Reeves is a reminder that true kindness doesn't need a stage. Maria's message to the world in a televised interview months after the incident. Maria shared her thoughts on the ordeal and what she had learned from it. At first, I felt like my world had fallen apart. I didn't know how I was going to provide for my family. But the kindness of strangers and the support from people like Mr. Reeves showed me that there's still good in the world. I don't hold any anger toward the hotel. I see it as a chapter that needed to end so that a better one could begin. When asked if she had any advice for others in similar situations, Maria responded with a smile. Never be afraid to do the right thing. Even if it feels like no one's watching, you never know who might be. The legacy of Maria's story, what started as an unfortunate dismissal, turned into a story of resilience, kindness, and second chances. Maria's journey became symbolic of the everyday struggles faced by workers across the globe and served as a reminder of the power of community support. Keanu Reeves, who remained relatively quiet about the incident, issued one final statement when asked by a journalist what had motivated him to help Maria. "She helped me when she didn't have to. I was just returning the favor." Maria's story lives on as a testament to how simple acts of kindness, when met with collective empathy, can change the course of a person's life. For Maria, what once seemed like an overwhelming crisis had become the opportunity of a lifetime. And for those who followed her journey, the message was clear. Humanity is at its best when people take the time to care for one another, whether they're a Hollywood star or a hotel housekeeper.